Welcome for another day on the Unshakable You transmission series. I can't believe today is day 27. It has been so much fun, and I'm really excited for today to speak about perfectionism. Perfectionism is really just fear in disguise. You think that you're in control, but you really are not. You really are in chaos. So I'm going to be sharing my journey with perfectionism, everything that I've learned, also what I guide clients through, and share any questions, whether you're joining live or on the replay. But this I've been thinking a lot about because I'm so different now than how I used to be. And perfectionism ran my life for many years, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even realize it. Honestly, you guys, for so long, I did not think that I was a perfectionist. I genuinely thought it was just normal to have high standards. I literally thought it was just so normal that I wanted to always become the best version of myself. And literally I was like, yeah, excellence is my identity. It's who I am. I have high standards, etc. And what I realized for myself, as well as what I see in some of my clients, is that you are operating as a perfectionist in order to stay safe, out of a deep fear of not being enough, out of a deep fear of not having control, not receiving everything that you desire. And so I know a lot of you watching this can relate, especially if you have been the person that always does things well, people always depend on, you're always holding it together, and you're the strong one. So I'm going to share my story, and then I'll share with you what I've learned through this. Is that for me, like I said, I never thought that I was a perfectionist. I thought it was genuinely just normal to have such high standards, and everything I did, I achieved very well. And for me, my perfectionism was invisible because I was always so high achieving in school, in corporate, even in relationships. I would do everything right. I got promoted fast. I received a lot of success. I literally was good at everything that I touched. My sister would always say to me, you can literally turn what did she say? Turn, I don't know, garbage into gold, or dust into gold. And I just thought, yeah, that's who I am. It's so normal. But what I didn't realize and see at the time is it wasn't coming from joy. It was coming from fear. And this is why perfectionism is fear in disguise. Fear of being seen as not enough, fear that I would make a mistake, fear of losing love and acceptance, fear that things wouldn't work out. And so the more that I healed my nervous system, rewired it, this is what I guide my clients through, the more that the perfectionism dissolved. And the wild part is, at the time, I didn't even know that it was fear. I literally thought it was drive. I thought it was ambitious. I thought that, I just have high standards. But what I didn't realize is it was a nervous system that did not feel safe unless I was performing. And the problem with this, you guys, if you are operating in this place, is that when you're always performing, when you're always achieving, when you're in an energy of perfectionism, you don't attract the things that are truly meant for you. Because here's what happens, and here's what happened to me my whole life. People put you on a pedestal, and it might seem cool. It might seem like, I want to be put on a pedestal, but you really don't, because when people get closer, you think that you need to continue pretending and being someone that you are not. And so the more that you're operating in perfectionism, you repel the things that are truly meant for you. You attract things that are not meant for you because people are getting this energy and person that is not who you truly are. And something else I've been thinking a lot about is that I saw a video Jim Carrey wrote about or spoke about recently, and he was saying how he spent his whole life trying to show how extraordinary he was, and went into acting, had an incredibly successful career, and now he's spending the rest of his life showing people he is no different than them, that they are the same. And so the first part of his life was showing people how he's extraordinary and so different, and now it's showing people he's the same. And I really resonate with that because a lot of my life I was like, okay, I need to prove myself, I need to be someone else, I need to be successful, I need to achieve control and stuff. And now I'm spending my life showing you I am no different than you. Everything that I have, you can have. It's possible for you. We are no different. I come live on Instagram every single day, unfiltered, raw truth from my heart. And the reason I do that is because I don't want people to pedestal me. And it's not a good place to be, you guys. You don't attract truly the things that light your soul on fire. And then it reaffirms to yourself that you can't be who you truly are, and that people only love and accept you when you are achieving, when you are, being perfect. And so really, what I've really learned throughout this whole journey, and also what I guide clients through, is that every single client I work with, perfectionism, they're in this energy. And perfectionism is not excellence. It's truly a trauma response. It's what happens when your nervous system doesn't feel safe being seen as imperfect. So you think that by controlling, by doing, by being this polished, curated version of you, doing things perfectly, you'll feel peace, you'll feel success, you'll feel love, you'll feel validation. But it's actually keeping you very disconnected from the very things that you want, which are intuition, creativity, flow, and abundance. Because when you're in perfectionism, your energy is constantly saying, this is not enough, I am not enough. This is not enough because I am not enough. And so you're chasing validation instead of feeling your own worth. And that's why you can hit every single goal, receive everything on paper like I did, and still feel empty. So put in the chat, you guys, what questions or what things are coming through for you. And so really, you guys, you don't need to prove anything to be worthy of everything that you desire. You don't need to show up perfectly. People want heart, people want soul, people want depth. And also another thing I had to learn is that your average is someone else's extraordinary. So when you think that it is not enough, that is someone else's extraordinary. There were so many times in my life and in career, I had everything on paper and I literally thought it wasn't enough. I thought I needed to be more perfect, more polished, more put together, but people are craving who you actually are. No one is perfect, So when you just show up in your brilliance, when you just show up in your depth and your rawness and your humanity, people are drawn through connection. And so when you show other people the humanness inside of you, you will attract everything that is truly for you. And really, the work is not doing more, working harder. It's literally rewiring your nervous system so you feel safe being seen. Safe to be in your process, not perfect. Because the more that you're in perfectionism, the more that you're actually just in fear. Living in shame, guilt, fear. And that is the predominant frequency that you're in. And then you will continue operating in that, attracting similar people, places, things in that frequency. But when you start to shift your nervous system, this is all the work I do, so you can DM me abundance if you want help. You release the fear, you release the shame, you release the guilt, and you allow yourself to be who you truly are. What a concept. And so perfectionism then slowly dissolves, and then your worth expands because you realize you don't need to be perfect to receive love. You don't need to be perfect to be accepted. And also another thing that I learned, and what I share with clients, is that perfectionism isn't fun. Like you're not having fun. You're constantly chasing, going after this goal, and you literally think your love and acceptance will be tied to something that you achieve. And so when you're in perfectionism, everything becomes something you need to earn. And so you reaffirm to your subconscious that you need to earn safety, you need to earn love, you need to earn XYZ, you need to earn abundance when that's who you are. And so you only let yourself feel good when everything's done, when you're operating in perfectionism energy, when everything's perfect, when everyone else approves, when other people validate you. And so you reaffirm to yourself that joy is not your natural state when it is. You reaffirm to yourself that joy is a reward. But joy is the energy that opens up your intuition to creativity, to abundance. That's your natural state. And so the more that you share with yourself that you need to earn to receive, or you can't be happy until XYZ goal, it's very rigid. You can have structure, you can have discipline, you can have devotion, and it feel good. It doesn't need to feel, rigid or controlling. And so joy is the body's natural set point. Safety, it's how you know you're aligned. When you're in joy, you're in flow. When you're in perfectionism, your body literally contracts. And so healing perfectionism, it's not about your standards, lowering them. It's about remembering that joy is safe now. That's who you are. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to prove you deserve it. And the more joy you allow, the more miracles magnetize to you. And so if you are someone that's been stuck in perfectionism, I want you to know that there's nothing wrong. You've just been protecting yourself for way too long and operating in a state that is not you. And so your power is in your truth. Your power is in your depth. Your power is in your presence. Your power is allowing you to be all of you. All of the humanness, the real, the raw, the messy, and still being worthy. And when you stop trying to get it right, life gets real and everything that you desire in your heart meets you right there. The love, the money, the alignment, it all starts to flow from ease. And so really ask yourself, where are you operating in perfectionism? Why do you not think who you truly are, just as you are, is enough? You're allowed to be enough right now. You're allowed to feel joy right now. It's safe to be seen in your humanity. It's safe to be all of you. Your joy doesn't need to be dependent on receiving something or doing something. It could just be right here in this moment. It could be doing something for you. I have this beautiful essential oil. It keeps me in my body. It could be just doing something here for you today, right now. And so I really want to reiterate, the more that you're operating in perfectionism and lying to yourself and saying that it's high standards, the more that you're going to attract people that pedestal you, the more that you're going to attract things that are not fully meant for you because you're operating from energy of I'm not enough. The more that you operate from energy of I am not enough, you're going to attract people that feel that same way, that same energy. That goes for clients, that goes for love, that goes for business, opportunities, everything. The more that you can just show up in your humanness, you will attract everything that meets you right there. That's the same frequency. And so if you want to shift this, reach out to me. I have some one-on-one spots available. But it's really just allowing yourself to be human and rewiring the nervous system, releasing limiting beliefs that tell you that you need to struggle, that it needs to be hard. It was never meant to be hard. Hello, I see more people have been joining. And so today, you may have caught us on the end of this episode, but we spoke about perfectionism. And the reason I spoke about this is because in the energy field, I feel and see many people chasing, sprinting to a finish line that does not exist. And this may seem like common sense to you. We all have heard and know that, the journey is in the pursuit of it. There's no destination, etc. But you simply forgot. You keep explaining and sharing with yourself that you need to be somewhere else, that where you're at right now is not enough, that you're behind, that you need more, XYZ. And that takes you out of the state of joy. That takes you out of the state of gratitude. And so how can you be right here in this moment and feel like it's enough? And I will tell you, it starts with you feeling inside of yourself like it's enough. There's nothing outside of you that's going to make you feel you are enough until you give it to yourself. So share anything in the chat, any questions, and ask. Okay, let me read some of the questions here. So what I find most with a lot of my clients is they say, yeah, I just have very, very high standards. It needs to be great. It needs to be excellent. And that often comes from a place of worthiness wounds, not feeling like you're good enough just as you are. Like I mentioned, this isn't about lowering your standards. This isn't about, not doing anything. This isn't about having ambition. But there is a huge difference between having ambition and being in fear and trying to be perfect and having that energy fuel your ambition. The more that you're operating from fear, shame, guilt, the more that you're going to receive that right back. No matter what achievement you get to, no matter what goal post or anything, it will never feel like enough because you don't feel like enough inside of yourself. And this isn't just like a mindset concept. This is literally rewiring the energy that's inside of your body. And so ask yourself, how is perfectionism actually blocking you from all the blessings that you truly desire? How is perfectionism keeping you safe? How is perfectionism giving you a false sense or illusion of control? How is it not allowing you to be who you truly are and show up in your brilliance and magnificence? So many times my clients come to me and say, I have XYZ goal or I desire this, it's not here. And then we break it down. I read their energy field, I read their nervous systems, and I mirror back. You have survival patterns living inside your nervous systems where you don't think that you are enough, where you don't think you will receive love or safety unless you're this curated, perfect version of yourself. And so for many people, that's their block. But when we rewire the nervous system and release the shame, fear, and guilt, they feel safe being who they truly are. A few years ago, essential oil my friend gave me, a few years ago, I don't think I would have been able to show up 27 days in a row. It would have felt too vulnerable. It would have felt like, oh my, so much pressure on my shoulders right now. I'm feeling in the collective, whoever's watching this live, a lot of pressure in the shoulders and the back of the neck. And so when you force yourself to be a certain way, when you live by rigid rules, it needs to be X, Y, Z, you box yourself in, you cage yourself in. But joy is your natural state. It can be fun. It can be enjoyable. It won't always be easy in the sense of you continuing to become the best version of yourself. But becoming the best version of yourself doesn't need to be rigid. It doesn't need to be that you're not enough right now. It simply can be a fun, evolving journey. So if you are listening here, share in the comments what's coming through for you. Also, if you're listening to the replay on my YouTube or podcast, send me a message. I love hearing from all of you. And let's see if there's anything on my heart that wants to be shared. You can let go of the pressure. You can let go of all of it and allow yourself to have fun. Do one thing today that brings you joy, that isn't so rigid and boxing yourself in. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I have loved every single day coming on here with these Unshakable Transmission series. And I will see you next time.